All right, so we're doing a repair assessment today on the Silwals, and our temperature is 66 degrees. Our wind gusts are 21 miles per hour. The repairability assessment method says it needs to be between 40 and 90 degrees and less than 25 mile per hour wind gusts. So we're meeting all of our standards here. When doing repairs on 3-tab shingles, it does take a little bit more unsealing some of these shingles to find where they start and stop because they have such a uniform pattern. So today I always try to disturb as little shingles as possible, but we are going to film. I did find, the edges of this one assessment shingle that I'm doing in pink. I'm going to outline my repair area, which is the RA in green. My CA is for a control area, and then any changes in condition we'll be marking with yellow. Those changes in conditions could either be pull-throughs, mat transfer, creasing, cracking, tearing, any kind of things that I'll stop and document if they happen. So just to get started, we always have to unseal 2 course rows above our assessment shingle to be able to remove our shingle. Today, since we don't know exactly what shingle this is, we don't want to mix and match shingles that aren't compatible. So we're going to remove this assessment shingle and then reinstall it to complete our repair assessment today. So to get started, I'm going to go ahead and just start unsealing our shingles above the assessment shingle in pink. Basically just coming under this. Now, real quick, I do use a flat bar with a very low angle to some insurance providers like for us to use what is called a roof snake. I do not like to unseal shingles on this because it is thicker and it has a higher arch. I will try, this was made to install fasteners on 3-tab shingles, which I will use when it comes time to reinstall fasteners. But to unseal these shingles, I will be using a proper flat bar today that has a lesser angle to it. You know what, I've actually got one that's even a little bit less than this. This flat bar is actually even better. It has a sharper edge and a lesser angle to it. So we're going to start off by unsealing our shingles starting above our assessment. And once again, we try to take our time as to not create any damage. Just break these seals. A little bit of granular loss here on this first just even tab. It's going to try to just not use too much pressure, but as these shingles are up here longer, they do cure pretty tightly. Alright, now whenever I lift these tabs, I try to use the back of my hand as to not create any pinpoint pressure on these, so I can start trying to find where the edges of our shingles are. Now, whenever doing a repair assessment, we unseal 1 tab on either side of our assessment shingle to give us more room to work and install properly. Here. It also helps us identify where these shingles start and stop. Okay, so right here I now have part of what I'm looking for. So I have where the shingle breaks. This is a different shingle from here. So I always number my shingles on the right even. This is going to be number 2. 1. So first part of my repair area. pretty well. Just a note right here, we already have some mat transfer, so just from unsealing this shingle, it has damaged this shingle above and below and above. And I do have another break here, so this gives me the count where I need. So, that being said, 1, 2, this will be number 3, this will be number 4. We have a break here, that means this will be 5, wait, sorry, 6, right side is even, here. Here. 2, 3, so number 5. In. And without unsealing these shingles above, I'm just going to try to lightly lift to see if I can see where these shingles start to stop. So this will be number 8 here. This will be number 7. Well, guess the way these are installed, I'll only be affecting 7 shingles today, not 8. So this will be number 7. So, gotta hold the gutter catches in. So now I have all my shingles marked out that will be need to be manipulated or could potentially be impacted by removing and installing our assessment shingle. To stop here for a second, we did have some slight granular breakdown and tearing on number 6 when I was unsealing the shingle, and then we had mat transfer up here. And that would be a little outside of our repair area, but let's go ahead and unseal all of our other shingles that need to be. More mat transfer on number 7 here. After time, these sealant bonds just don't want to let loose. They've been cured up here for so many years. I believe this shingle is about 13 or 15 years old. Alright, so number 6 unsealed, number 5 unsealed. There, and number 7. So let me go ahead and start documenting some of our little changes in condition here, where we had mat transfer here on number 7. I'm now going to strike number 7, kind of wrote an extra 7 up here. Document our mat transfer. We had a slight tear here on number 6 when unsealing the shingle. Tear. what we'll do now is go ahead and remove the fasteners for our assessment shingle, and then we'll check for any other mat transfer or any other condition changes in these shingles. So once again, when I'm lifting these shingles, I try to lift as lightly as I can, usually using the back of my hand to hold up the shingle to not create any damage. Start working my first fastener out. Oh, I guess I never got to seal my assessment here. Once again, trying to take my time as to not damage these. This sealant is pretty hard on there. Okay, so got those unsealed now. Go back to our fasteners. Alright, so right here we have our first pull through. Pull throughs are when the shingle rises over the nail head. So we're going to document pull through on assessment shingle. Pull through here, just about happened, but I'm going to kind of work around it a little bit. All right, now we're going to move up to our next row of fasteners. And at this point, we have another pull through here on number 5. Pull through on number 5. Pull through on number 5. Should have just another fastener or two, maybe. We should have this removed. Alright, this should be all of our fasteners. Let's give it a check and see if it slides out for us. Oh, looks like I missed one over here on the left side. Oh, that was our pull through. Should have removed it. There we go. Okay. So, now I'm going to pull our assessment shingle out and document some of these condition changes. So, we had a pull through here on the assessment shingle, but what I'd really like to document here that I can see now that I have it out is the mat transfer that came off of shingle number 2 and shingle, let's see, it looks like just, yeah, shingle 1 and 2 we have mat transfer from. So we will, it's here. mean, there's just large chunks of this shingle, which means they'll never reseal. We can put roof cement on there as a temporary fix, but it is not a viable solution for a repair. Mat transfer on assessment shingle from number 1 and 2. Mat transfer from shingle number 2 to assessment shingle. Mat transfer from assessment shingle to number 1. Wind-driven debris under shingles. So I just noted right here some of this wind-driven debris. You can see this is like organic matter that is blown up here from these shingles. You know, at times, being loose from the edges and things like that. Once again, it also prevents shingles from resealing. While I have the shingle out, I always like to check our underlayment to verify whether it's felt paper or synthetic. And we have felt paper under here. It was not damaged during our removal of the shingles, so that's good. The condition of it wasn't really changed. Felt paper was not damaged during the removal of the assessment shingle. Alright, while we have the shingle out, we do like to go ahead and check for any other mat transfer or condition changes in these shingles. So here, we have some mat transfer here from number 4. Set this out to the side so it doesn't slip. Just right. Not trying to lift those things too much. So there's some more mat transfer right here from mat transfer from assessment shingle to number 6. Mat transfer from assessment shingle to number 5. Already documented number 7 here. There's it. Mat transfer from shingle number 6 to 7. transfer from shingle number 6 to number 7. Alright, so now that we've removed our assessment shingle, the only shingle that was not damaged was shingle number 3, which feels like it did okay. So, being that we're just doing an assessment today, we are going to just reinstall our current shingle and then just use caulking or roof cement as a temporary repair to seal this shingle in. And real quick, let's do this. I'm gonna try to document this tear right here. So what I was doing there was stopping and putting the little flashlight on it so you can see through that tear. Now, when installing our fasteners, using new roofing nails. And when I lift these shingles, I'm going to only lift as high as I have to. Just set into place. Fastener here that pulled through. Slides right into place. We know it fits. Because it was installed prior to and matches all the other current shingles. So when installing fasteners, shingle manufacturer specifications say that we must install fasteners flush to the decking, which means I lift it only as high as I have to, and then a slight bit higher to have a strike zone. So, take a picture of that. Alright, I'm going to begin putting in our fasteners by lifting up the one tab of number 5 with the back of my hand.
Memory.
So it's on. What's wrong?
It ran out of memory. It literally just did.
Okay. Well then let's